Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Talk. We will sometimes go back to our old set, like our old weird in the corner, gameplay in the corner, but for this, since the topic of conversation for the majority of this video is the fact that we got a new camera, and it was expensive, but we got a new camera, and I still don't know everything about it, so I'm not sure if you guys will exactly be able to see the exact difference. Because with a camera you can adjust things like the AV and all these other things, and ISO to make things like lighting wise better. I'm not sure if it's doing it right now. It's kind of on auto, so I'm hoping that it kind of just finds its way. I don't know if that was a mistake or not. Maybe in editing I'm like, fuck, it keeps changing. I can't apply my settings to the thing that keeps changing itself. Not a clue what the situation is at hand, but hopefully it's visually different and better. Now, some of you guys might be asking what the camera is. Let me show you. It is, and this is the fucking manual. If this isn't a joke, I don't know what is. Look at that. What is that? It's ridiculous. Anyways, it is the ESO Rebel SLR 2 is what it mainly is. Now, this is not 100% done, just to be clear. The one thing I'm still missing is a lot, actually. So I bought all the things that I would need in order for it to be good. So for instance, this camera can actually act as a webcam if you buy the right things. You plug into enough things, the things fall into place and things. It's a whole bit of business, but I got all of it down. I did my research, found out how to make everything fall into place. Yes, an expensive endeavor. I don't even want to tell you, but just know that it was a thing. it was a hopeless endeavor for me, but we got there. Well, not yet. So we have the glorious camera, which I'm actually very happy with thus far. But we are still missing something called the Elgato Cam Link, which is essentially allows an HDMI to talk to the computer through a USB. Very expensive bit of hardware as well. It's $150. It's a bit. Well, here's the thing. So I got all this stuff on Amazon, a lot of it, except for the camera. So I'm ordering it. It should be here by Friday. But the one thing that it does say is that the Elgato Cam Link, it could arrive anywhere between like next week or like next month. So like May or April something, which I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So I'm gonna have everything but the thing that will make it all come together, which is shitty. Because I also bought a tripod to stand on my desk so it looks a little more sleek and it's not like just a mess, you know? Maybe high time to show you guys my recording setup if you guys care. I don't know if it'd be enjoyable to watch though. But I got this camera which can just film normally for 20 minutes pretty consistently and very light and all these good things. Also take good pictures. So I might do stuff like that. Like I've always kind of wanted to do an exercise video just for fun, just to show you guys like, hey, so if you guys want to be active, this is what I'm doing. I don't know if it's good, and maybe you guys can even help me and be like, hey, idiot, that's not how you do that specific set. I don't know. Yeah, so I got the camera just to reaffirm it. I don't know how to make it sing yet, to be fair. I'm kind of stuck in this weird limbo land of me being like, well, I just wanted to show you guys it. I know maybe even now you can't exactly see the difference. I can see the difference within the exposure. So for instance, my face right now, it's not insanely bright. Like when I look up, it still doesn't look insanely bright, you know, which is nice. The one thing that is good about digital cameras though, like actual cameras, not like a webcam, is that they can do depth really well, or like, that's not what it's called. Depth of field, basically, like the background becomes blurred while something else is in main focus, which is nice. But right now I'm capturing everything right now because we're right beside a bunch of shit, so the focus is right here. But if I were to get closer or zoom in, the focus would all be all fucked. So yeah, but I'm happy with it, man. Again, I shouldn't say I'm happy with it because I haven't really found out all the little things about it, which usually for me, I get something and then over the course of like a couple months I'll start picking away at it and be like, all right, now I'm a master at this thing. I'm not one of those people that are just like, now I'm gonna spend every day reading this No, I die. It'd be the worst. Did I intro this by chance as a Let's Talk? I don't know. I'm gonna go get my coffee because I'm hungry. Oh, boy howdy. I hate this cushion with a passion. But yes, in case I didn't, happy Let's Talk. Yes, we're back with a series. Well, I think maybe towards the end I'll get into something that I with us doing content like this where you guys can see my full body, and yes, I have legs. Boom, legs. There also is the question that I didn't And in fairness, I should have like full on told you guys, but it's my hands, and I wanted to talk to you guys about that because a lot of you guys have been seeing it, which of course it's very visible. And I got a lot of feelings that I want to talk about for that, and just explain what's going on, my emotions behind it, kind of the therapy aspect of the channel, or of the series. Is going to be over there at the end of the video. So if you want to skip to that or whatever, you don't care about the thing that we're about to talk about next, which is Anthem. We're gonna be quick, because I've talked about this a lot in other Let's Talks. I'm worried because I feel like I'm gonna get sucked in a little bit. And as a creator, like a YouTube creator, I oftentimes told you guys this, that whatever game that I'm playing at the given time, I also have to make videos of, because just with life and having a job and all these things come into play, where I just want to be efficient. Because uploading daily videos, which I haven't missed for like 4 or 5 years now, that's important to me. I like it. Maybe in the future I'll let it go, but for right now I want to keep it. How I think I'll do this is I'm going to actually be just playing Anthem on my time, which is weird, but I also feel like that's the best kind of videos that I make when I do that. Like when I get sometimes in my head too head spacey, where I start to overanalyze certain aspects of videos. So like before the game even comes out, I'll write down a list of things that I want to try to do, which for some people it may be great, but for me it's bad, because I end up kind of getting like tunnel vision almost. And I end up feeling shitty when I'm like, I don't really want to make that video anymore because it just doesn't feel necessary or authentic or anything like these. The videos that I think I've done the best is when I'm just playing through the game and then I'm like, oh, I've had trouble with this. I want to make a guide on this. Or, oh, I thought this was cool. I want to show this. Things like that, where it's not like forced almost. It's quite just chill, calm, and collected. I really like that method to the madness. And I don't know, man. I feel like that's how we're going to handle Anthem a lot. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to play a lot of the game on my time and then eventually be like, all right, now we're back. I could condense a lot of this whole Anthem talk to me being like, I'm not exactly sure what content's going to be made, but I'm going to be making it, and I don't know. It's like it. That's genuinely where I'm at. So it's not the most glamorous talk, but it is the talk that we had. Super excited for the game, just wondering what exactly videos will fit with it. But then also not trying to do that because that will ruin it to a certain extent. All right, so I made a list here. We got the new camera. We talked about Anthem and how I'm hyped, but I'm also wondering how videos are gonna happen from it. Also, I don't have any expectations for Anthem to do well at all, just to be clear. Like I don't have any expectations for that to do well ever. Because I noticed that, like, I feel like every now and again I see a comment, which I understand it's meaning kind things, or even just trying to let me know something, but they'll say like, share your grin, have dropped off. And that's something that people may say in this video, where like, Grin, you're spending what you're saying a lot of money is on a series that isn't getting anything. Yeah, because I really enjoy the series, and I really think it's fun, and to me it's, I don't know, man. I think everyone has aspects of what they do that they enjoy more than the other aspects. And personally, I love the whole community building, sating, filling kind of part, not getting. So like, there's certain people that are in love with like getting views and like getting viewers and constantly like that. Like, oh, I got this video that did great, and I got this video that did great, and I got so many subs from that video and all these things. Where to me, and there's ways to do that, like for instance, guides or anything like that. When you make a guide for a game, a lot of people just by appreciation will sub to your channel just because, this guy helped me out, why not do that for him? Or anything like that. But for me, I've always found my personal joy in like sating my audience, which sounds creepy and weird, but it's like concurrent videos, like constantly giving us stuff that as a community we can contribute in. And again, just content that is good for sating your audience, keeping them happy and engaged and just enjoying content, rather than just making videos for the express purpose of trying to get more people to subscribe and watch your videos, which I'll admit I need to do more of that. I need to start growing our community rather than just making everyone feel like they're have a home here necessarily. But I don't know, man, I like that part a lot. I've never claimed to be anything but selfish. So when it comes to a series like Let's Talks and, share your grin or whatever there are, I really enjoy things like that. Or like Anthem. Like what I was trying to say with Anthem is I am fully expecting that series to do nothing on the channel wise. But I like the game, and I want to share it, and I want to show people that I enjoy it, and like the fun aspects of it. Like I read one comment that made me so happy, which is a person saying that watching Grin experience Anthem makes me more excited for the game. Which not to say that I'm like supporting EA or anything like that. I just want to play a cool game, and to me, that's the same feeling that I always got when I watch certain YouTubers, when I just feel like, man, they're showing me how to enjoy this game rather than just rip it to shreds. Because a lot of games, especially Anthem for that matter, is gonna have people just waiting to shred it to pieces and not be patient with it, not realizing that it is a game that is going to be updated throughout the course. Anyways, the other thing that I was trying to get at, the reason why I don't think the videos of Anthem are going to do well is because, or like growth-wise or anything like that, is because everyone who is like a Destiny or like a Warframe channel is already established, and I just don't have much, like, I wouldn't bet on it. If it happens, that's great, of course, but I don't think Anthem is going to do well because there's already so many channels that do Destiny that are immediately going to pivot to also doing Anthem, which I don't think there's even going to be room for like a guide by me or like a goofy video by me. But I'm still gonna make it because I just think the game's fun and I want to create something, and that's something I think is worthy of creating. Don't think my video would be better than theirs, to be clear, but yeah, not to be a downer. That was a downer. For sure. I'm sorry that was a downer, but hopefully at least you guys will enjoy it and watch it. I still make Warframe videos despite they don't kill or anything like that. Again, I try not to focus on the whole views thing, because I just want to focus, and that's what a big part of what this is, and getting the new camera and everything like that is just, I want to make something good. And yeah, like I talked to you guys about it a long time ago, or not a long time ago, a couple Let's Talks back, but I was talking about the idea that sometimes there's a really shitty realization that I heard once someone say that, like, if you're making something that's truly different and unique and good, then it'll grow, right? And I was like, that's kind of shitty. Like, what if the person's trying his heart out, but it just doesn't happen to get that pop off? But then you have to stop and you look and instantly learn to yourself, and you're like, well maybe my content isn't that way. It's not that glamorous. It's not that unique. Maybe I need to focus on truly making something that is worth seeing. Which is kind of where I'm at right now. I want to try to make something that I think is good, like undisputably good. Like, yes, other people have similar things, but I want to be the best and good at this thing. Like, I want to create something that is objectively good, which is impossible because nothing's objective. And I'm a big person that believes nothing's objective, but even still, that's one of those things. I just want to, rather than chasing views, rather than chasing anything like that, I want to chase just to make something good. And that may bite me in the ass, because I know a lot of people, the way they get good, like, they build their audience and then they start focusing on making something good, rather than the other way around. There are a few people who do that, but still, I don't know. Maybe I'm pretentious. Maybe I'm an asshole. I don't know. But on to the end portion of the video. Okay, let's get real into this, because I can do this now. How the bloody hell? There we go. Ooh, you can see all my imperfections. Why did I do this? This is too much. There we go. Just a little bit closer. Creepy. That's better. Maybe. Who knows? I'm having to slouch down a little bit like a golem. So forgive me. But okay. So now we're zoomed in. Maybe there's depth. I don't know. Who knows? I'm trying to mess around on the fly. Okay. Anyways, so the overarching question that I should have answered a long time ago, which I did actually, right? Like every couple of years, I made a video talking about this, because it's kind of, I think subconsciously I probably tried to minimize it, but it's the fact of the matter is that I got some freak hands. It's some very weirdo freak hands. But yeah, I think actually one of the first like channel update, which is basically a Let's Talk video, is actually that of me talking about my hands and explaining it, because I think I remember way back in the day, I was like, you know what, I want to connect with people, and I feel like it's a good way to do that is, through looking at them. And I know I sometimes trail off and look at the screen or something. I'm not perfect, but is looking at them and having them see you, and then hopefully you looking at them and seeing you to an extent. I just feel like makes you more connected. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like that's the vibe that I get when I watch certain videos where they're talking to you. So yes, long ago, I made a video talking about my hands. I don't even want to find it. I don't want to talk about it because it was probably cringy and it was a long time ago. Okay, let's start with just the basics. When I was born with just a crazy amount of things wrong with me. Like just a shit show. My mom didn't even get to hold me in her arms when I was born. I was just immediately carted off. The reason why is because when I was born with my intestines out of my body. Some sort of weird thing. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know the specifics of it, but that's what I was always told. I got a scar on my tummy. It's a whole thing. Anyways, the other thing, and bless my mom's heart, they knew this was happening before I even know I was being born, that my hands were going to be different and like underdeveloped and all these things. And lo and behold, I popped out, and yes, I was missing bones, and just generally, like the vibe of my hand looks like if someone were to get like a lot of their, you know how your finger is made up between 3 bones. It's like bank and then bank and then bank, right? And you can like flex it and you'll like curl your finger around, right? I only have the one. I only have this. So yeah. And that's what I've always had my entire life. Also, fun fact, I was also born with slightly webbed fingers, which is just like I'm some sort of fucking mutant freak. But why do you think I always tell you guys at our Discord that you're just a bunch of weirdos? Because guess who's the fucking king of weirdos? Me. But yes, that's the fast of it. No, there was nothing like with my mom. My mom was furious that they'd even suggest that. Because if you ever met my mom, she's like super into like straight and narrow, great, never to drugs, nothing like that. Just a weird, shitty flip of the coin kind of thing, which is fine. Again, to talk about the other aspect of it. So that's why my hands are like this, by the way. Like yeah, like I'm missing bones in my hands and all these things. I can only do this. Like I can't curl my hand around. Like I know some people can curl their whole hand around like that. I can't. My hands are also very different in terms of their what do you call it? Bigger. So my right one is super tiny compared to my left one. It's just kind of a thing. It's weird. It's also pseudo vulnerable a little bit with me like that, because again, like when I film my videos, I'm always chest up and I have my hands down playing the game with my hands down, so you guys don't really see me, which is different. But I still move around, I talk a lot, so every now and again I get a comment saying, "Oh, dude, what happened to his hands?" And again, it's my hands look like if something happened to them, you know what I mean? Like as if I got my hand stuck in like a bicycle thing and it just ripped them off, right? And they lost forever. That looks like what had happened, but it's not the case. Also, can you see it on this finger? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but yeah, I got like my, you know how your thumb has that like spiraling thing? I have it on the very center of my finger because I also don't have nails on a lot of my hands. I'm a freak. What do you want from me? I have 3 nails on this hand and 2 nails on this hand. Middle finger, thumb, middle finger, and pinky for this one. But yeah, long and short of it is my hands are like this because I was born this way. Just born that way. Some people are born, a slew of problems. I was also born with a full set of hair, like curly, long-ass hair, which is weird and freaky. But hey, and again, to talk about this from like a me perception, I don't want to get into like therapy of it, which is me talking about like just, I don't talk about it. But basically, there was a long time there where I didn't allow myself to consider that I was lacking, despite I didn't have what everyone else had. Which you may be like, good, you should always, strive for the best and all these things. Yes and no. You should also be fully willing to understand that it's okay to feel like you maybe don't have an upper hand, you know what I mean? Or you maybe have the opposite. I don't think you should stop because of that opposite. I think you should keep going beyond that, but still, I didn't even allow myself that. Basically, I just never allowed myself to be like, this sucks. This is actually really unfortunate, and this is annoying to have to deal with my entire life. Never gave myself that. When I did, I cried like a freak. I just lost it. I said I wouldn't talk about it. I basically talked about it anyways. Yeah, so in my videos, this is the therapy aspect of it. It's kind of weird because as much as my hands are mine, like I am who I am. I talked to you guys about it a couple times in previous Let's Talks where I'm a big person that believes in the myth that you need to destroy yourself in order to build yourself is, I think, a failed effort. And I feel like people oftentimes destroy more than they build. Like, you don't need to tear yourself down or to build yourself up. You can just build yourself up and love the person that you are now. Self-love and all that. I talk to you guys about it a lot. So I'm at that point, and I was for a long time where I'm like, you know what, these are my hands. They're different, they're weird, but they're mine. But then there's also the other part of me that is like, I'm in this, by the way. Like, I'm like, again, to reestablish that these are my hands. This is my body. I you know, some people don't even have an arm, you know what I mean? Yet I got this to work with, you know, where they don't even have that. So therefore, I'm grateful, and these are mine. If there was cyber hands available that were 100% great and wasn't like a Deus Ex thing where you reject the biotic aspect of your body, then I would probably say, hit me. Give me some goddamn hands. But I wouldn't say chop off my hand. It would have to be they go over my hand. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. Just a little drive down creepy lane, okay? So you know how I told you guys that my hands are webbed, right? Well, that also means that I have more scars on my body than most people. Because my hands, each finger has a scar on them that is gnarly. Like I don't know if you guys, the camera can pick it up, but yeah, like that's all scar tissue in between my fingers. Yeah. Get my camera. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, the lighting is now fucked a little bit. We're fine. We'll get back to where we were. So it has always dawned on me, as much as like these are my hands, these are mine. And I know this may be sad to some people, but to me, I'm also under the understanding that they are quite ugly. And I don't mean to be a downer on myself, but that's just something that I genuinely see. And they're off-putting because they're not normal. And yeah, and it's a bit frustrating at times because with these videos and you guys being able to see my entire body, like right now I'm zoomed into my face, I'm trying to fuck with depth. Don't just listen. Anyway, but like in other videos where like we've done Share Your Grins, where I'm sitting here and I'm talking and my hands like on my leg, or I'm messing around with the mouse, right? I went to touch something here and I see that my hand is like very visibly weird and different, and to an extent ugly, and it creates discomfort within me. But it's also something that I've always had, you know what I mean, like this discomfort, you know. And not everyone, I've never had that person, I've never been that person that says like I'm in love with the way I look always, like I look fucking great. I've never been that person. I've always been like, I probably could look better, I probably could do this to improve and this and this. But with my hands, as you guys can maybe pick up on, what is there to improve? It's a body part that I am just lacking. Bones, I'm sorry, just say lacking. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you know what? That's just something you gotta get used to, I suppose. And I don't know, man. It's one of those things that's always there, you know, like whenever I choose to jump into the world of dating and all these things to get a girlfriend that would accept that part of me, would be rather challenging and frustrating, I would imagine. And yeah, just shit like that. So even when I'm making videos and I see an editing, to be completely honest with you guys, just to tell you where I'm at, it feels awkward almost. Like I don't, damn it. Like, great. That's that ugly part of me that people have to see. And I realize that's not the case because, you know, maybe there are people out there that don't see it that way. They don't see it as ugly. But, man, you're missing bones. You're you know, you got scars written all over your hands, and they're not like, you know, scars from a mistake that you made when you were going through high school on your wrist or something. But instead, they're these fucking giant, fucking mean-looking scars. And some of my fucking fingers are still webbed, by the way. Do you want to get that into it, by the way? This one is basically, the doctor fucked up so badly, by the way. I think it's because the doctor didn't know how to handle it really well, and he hadn't handled, like, I guess deformities is the proper term. But, yeah. So he fucked up bad. Like, this one, what is it? There's some that aren't bad. No, they're all pretty bad. Like, when I extend my fingers, like this one still needs to be cut an extra, like, a couple centimeters all the way down for me to fully be able to open up my hand. Anyways. Yeah, so that's, like, the honest aspect of it for me. It's, like, the idea that it's, like, it's just kind of it's a not good thing to look at, I think, when it comes to videos. And like, again, with us doing these full body videos where you guys can see all of me, you know what I mean? It's different, and it's not even vulnerable. It's negative, you know what I mean? It's, to me, it's like when I see it, it's like, wish people didn't have to see that, you know, because it's not exactly pretty. It's not exactly, it's just turned into a downer. And again, I am of the mind of like, you know, when I first started doing YouTube videos, I first started showing my face, I was like, God, what are you doing? I got tiny lips. Some sort of fucking dumb, like, observational hit. And eventually you just get used to it and get comfortable with it. But yeah, that's always been something where I'm like, dang. And again, it's not one of those things where it's like, I look unattractive, and it's like, well, you could exercise, you could eat properly, you could get a good haircut, you could start looking into ways to make your face look more shapely and all these other things. For me, it's like, no, I'm missing bones in my goddamn hand. So it's kind of one of those things where you just gotta be like, okay, I gotta find people that's okay. They're okay with that, which I think most people wouldn't mind it. Like, I've had friends that are fine with it. But yeah, as of you guys on the channel, for what it's worth, for the people being like, oh no, Grin, this is like a sensitive spot for you. It's sensitive because I can pick up that it's a negative to the video. It doesn't add anything to the video, and in fact, some people would see it and be like, what the hell is that about? Oh, Jesus. Or ugh. So there's that sense. But in the sense of like people being mean to me specifically for it, like saying stumpy or anything like that, like just trying to like get to me, that's not the case. I've had these my entire life. Like, bullies have tried this many times, doesn't ever work. They are a part of me. I'm not gonna denounce what is a part of me. But however, I will be honest with myself and just say, they're not like, that's not that great, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's negative for a person that's like missing a leg and has a prosthetic leg to be like, I'm gonna err on wearing pants more, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that person's like, you should be like, no, you should just rock it and just have it out in the air. But the person's like, yeah, but I don't want to. I feel like it's fine just me not being really present with it. And then they're like, you're broken. Like, what? Like, it's perfectly fine to acknowledge something about yourself and be like, I'd rather not make this so in your face. But with that being said, I think fuck that as well. I think I'm gonna have to be the person that's like, this is in your face, because you guys might be like, well, Grin, then just don't talk with your hands so much, because that's a problem. And I'm gonna be like, I can't, I don't want to. And also, I feel it feels good. Like, I'm a person that is I feel emotion a lot. So when I'm there, I want to just start. My hands help me. Hands help me like get it out of my body a little bit. Which is, I don't know why, but it is the case. Anyways, to conclude this talk about my hands, yeah, more or less just, it's one of those things that's different, and it's for me, it is going to be something that is, it's like kind of like hearing your voice for the first time, where you're just like, I don't like it. I might sound like a deep voice or a feminine voice or whatever you're not wanting to have. Same thing with your face on a video camera. Like, when I first seen myself, I was like, God, shit. I hate this. I look like a rat or something. I don't know. It's just one of those things where like eventually you'll be like, that's who I am. It's a part of me, which I still am with my hands. Like, I don't want people to be like, man, you really seem insecure about this kind of thing. Which is fine to have insecurities, but it's not one of them. It's just the acknowledgement that it is not exactly good to look at, you know what I mean? And I'm all about like accepting yourself, and I definitely accept my hands, these are mine. But it's definitely one of those things where it's still like, doesn't do me any favors. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right, gotta try to navigate this. And that's just the reality of it. But as of like the backstory of it, again, just born that way. My mental space about them, they're my hands. I love them. However, I'm aware that they are also scarred, small, and different, which makes them stand out. And yeah. But if there's anyone in the comments of any video being like trying to get to me through that means, please do not retaliate with them. It doesn't get in. There are certain things that I'm not even going to say that do frustrate me beyond belief. But that is definitely not one of them, because I've had them forever. And people have always tried to use them as some sort of way to get to you. But all in all, can we pull this back just a tad? Because if you guys see too much of my room, you guys will see that I only painted enough of my wall. You guys seen it in the speed lapse, actually, of us being like, look at my new thing. I really hope this video did not, especially the ending, did not come across sad. I feel like in hindsight, I probably should have just been like, this is why my hands are weird. Bang, got little freak hands, moving on. Because at that point it was funny. And then I was like, they're kind of ugly. And I feel like ugly is such a harsh word for my way I feel about it. But it's not exactly evil, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm like, you suck. It's more like me being like, oh, okay, I'm gonna put my hands down. Put my hands in my pockets and we're just gonna hang out. Also, you guys wanna know some shit? When I started exercising, it comes into play. So when I was starting to exercise, I planned out with my brother that we're not gonna do that much forearm stuff, which is this. But we're gonna do bicep, chest, shoulders, every other part. But we're trying to stay away from this. You kind of subconsciously get it. The reasoning why is because if I get bigger and I have like bicep, forearm, and then a tiny hand, it's gonna stand out. Whereas if I have a bicep, medium forearm, and tiny hand, it's like it goes into itself. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. Hopefully, it's less of a. That looks real different. And I don't know. I feel like it's just like if a person has like a lazy eye, that kind of vibe. It's like a similar thing where you're like, well, this isn't doing me any favors, but I guess it's just something that we gotta deal with. Also, one of you guys, there's a person that's commented on like every video. He's just a champion. I think his name is, I know it starts with an A. APAC? I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I don't know it off the top of my head, but if I seen your name, I would know it. I just don't know what the combined nature of it is, but it starts with an A. And he comments on damn near every video, and he's just a goddamn gentleman. But he was saying that's cool that with your hands being that way, you still play video games and whatnot. It can be competitive in video games. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Why, thank you. And then, oh my God, there was this one comment that I loved. It was so fucking good because I replied to this in the comments beforehand because someone asked about it. And that's what spurred me to make this video and talk about it. Was someone who was saying, dude, your hands look cute, which has always been something people said because they look like the baby hands, basically. I don't know how I feel about that, frankly. It seems demeaning a little bit. Anyways, a person said, dude, you got like little baby hands. It reminds me of fucking Deadpool. I don't think you meant it in any negative way. Oh no, my computer just fell asleep. Please don't end the recording. Thank you. Anyways, person said, and I lost it because it was actually a compliment in a weird way. At least I took it that way. Where a person was like, dude, I just fucking love your cute hands. They reminded me of like that scene in Deadpool where his hands are growing back and it's just like hilarious. I just fucking love it. I thought it was one of the better comments because people have always said that, like I said, about the whole like, you got cute hands. And I'm like, thanks. Great. Good. I mean, I guess it's better than like, ew. I'd be like, bitch, what? Or like, dude, what is the fuck is your problem? But yeah, man, that's the saga of my freak hands, and that is Anthem, and that is the new camera. Hopefully you enjoyed this. This is a Let's Talk. Hopefully the camera looks semi-better. Again, its cameras really come alive when you start messing around with the things in the backworks, like reducing all the colors down and then adding color correction and messing with AV and lighting and ISO and all these things that come into play. So yeah, be patient with me. We'll get there. Also, thank you all for listening to me ramble about my hands. We kind of got to a Let's Talk or a therapy session there in the middle, being like, hey, you know, as much as they are appealing to me, everyone has facets of their life that they need to push through. This happens to be mine, and some others. But hey, everyone's got their shit. Everyone's trying to do well in the world. This just happens to be mine. All right, going forward, moving forward. Let's do it. Still gonna make Let's Talks, or still gonna use the sets. Still gonna have my hands all up in the face of the camera. Again, I won't do what I did in this video, which is I zoomed in on my hands because I'm like, it's not appealing. It's not what people want to see. Frankly, I'm not sure if I'd want to see it. So I'm an asshole too. You guys aren't assholes. I just implied you guys are assholes. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this mess of a Let's Talk. You're great and lovely. Anyways, subscribe button here. Nope, here. Here, and then 2 videos there, and then I'm just here, hanging out. Thank you so much for your time. Goodbye!